Welcome to my class, Lesson 7 of Mathematics 9. Sum and product of roots of quadratic equations. The sum and product of the roots of the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 can be determined using the coefficient a, b, and c. So if we are asked to find for the sum and product, and the given is quadratic equation, so kung hindi siya written in standard form, it is very important to write it in standard form. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Para hindi tayo magkamali sa pag-identify ng values ng a, b, and c. So, after identifying the values of a, b, and c, let us find the sum of the roots. So, for the sum of the roots, we are just going to substitute the value of b over the value of a. So, for the sum of the roots, we have negative b over a. So, after substituting the values, simplify. Next, for the product of the roots, again, substitute the value of c over the value of a. So, for the product of the roots, we have c over a. Then, simplify. To find a quadratic equation whose roots have the given sum and product, use the form x squared minus the sum of the roots multiplied by variable x plus the product of the roots equals 0. So, kapag ang given naman ay yung sum of the roots and the product of the roots, and we are asked to write the quadratic equation, we are going to use this form. So, kapag meron na given na sum of the roots, we are just going to substitute the sum dito sa equation. And for the sum, this is for the sum, and this is for the product. Then, magkakaroon ka na ng quadratic equation. Let's have an example. Example number 1, find the sum and product of the roots of 2x squared plus 6x minus 7 equals 0. So, we are just going to identify first the value of a, b, and c. So, the value of a is 2. The value of b is 6, and the value of c is negative 7. So, for the sum of the roots, again, substitute the value of b over the value of a. So, negative b over a. So, negative, the value of b is 6, and the value of a is 2. Negative 6 over 2. So, negative 6 over 2 is equal to negative 3. So, this is now the sum of the roots. Next is the product of the roots. So, substitute the value of c over the value of a. So, the value of c is negative 7, and the value of a is 2. So, the product of the roots is negative 7 over 2. Example number 2, find the quadratic equation whose sum and product are 12 and 20 respectively. So, given dito yung sum and product. So, we have now the sum. This 1, r sub 1 plus r sub 2 equals 12. This is the sum. And r sub 1 times r sub 2 is 20. So, we are asked to write the quadratic equation given the sum and product of the roots. So, we are going to use the form x squared minus the sum of the roots times the variable x plus the product of the roots equals 0. So we are just going to replace r sub 1 plus r sub 2 by the sum, 12, and r sub 1 times r sub 2 by the value or by the product, 20. So then, simplify. So x squared minus 12x plus 20 equals 0. So this is now the equation given the sum and product 12 and 20 respectively. Example number 3. Find the quadratic equation whose roots 5 and negative 6. So, dito naman, ang given is roots. So, meaning we have r sub 1 and r sub 2. So, to find the sum of the roots, we are just going to add r sub 1 and r sub 2. So, we have 5 plus negative 6. Then simplify. So 5 plus negative 6 is negative 1. So for the product of the roots, r sub 1 times r sub 2. 5 times negative 6. So 5 times negative 6 is negative 30. So again, we are going to use this form to find the quadratic equation. So, simply substitute the value, the sum of the roots, which is negative 1, and the product of the roots, which is negative 30. So, x squared minus negative 1 for the sum of the roots times variable x plus the product of the roots, which is negative 30. Then simplify the equation. So x squared negative times negative 1 is positive 1. Then the variable x, positive times negative 30 is negative 30. So the equation is x squared plus x minus 30 equals 0. Thank you and enjoy learning.